Hi, my name is Asia Parker. I am a student at Chattahoochee Tech and I am taking the class Classroom Guidance Management. And today I am here to talk to you about some tips that I have learned from the Head Start video on challenging behavior. And one of the key takeaways is that behavior is communication. So a lot of the times our younger students, toddlers, preschoolers, that kind of thing, they don't have the vocabulary to be able to express what they are needing in that moment. It is hard for them to express their desires if they are hungry, if they are uncomfortable, if they are upset. They don't necessarily have the vocabulary to be able to express what it is that they're needing. And when they are feeling this way, it can be very, very frustrating. And that is when you might see problem behaviors, aggressiveness or crying or tantrums and things like that. It really is because they are having a hard time communicating what it is. So if you are seeing some of those behaviors, it might be beneficial for you to slow down and try to figure out what it is that the child is needing. And a way that you can do that is to kind of investigate what happened before the behavior. And if it's a typical behavior, continue to do that so that you can figure out what it is that that child is trying to tell you. Because a lot of times it is just that they are trying to get a need met. And we just kind of have to investigate that and see what it is that they are needing. The next thing that you can do is make sure that you are always calm and consistent in the way that you expect them to show up to your class, and also the way that you discipline and redirect, because a lot of times kids need to know where their boundaries are, and when you put them into play for them, they are able to kind of stay within those expectations. But if they don't know, that is when you'll see those kind of behaviors come out that you're not wanting to see. Another thing is, if you're not consistent with the way that you redirect your students, they can know how to continue to push your buttons until you give in. But if your expectations and your boundaries are strong and you stand by them, they will learn and they will know what you expect of them, and they'll be able to show up in that way. So that is why it's important to be very consistent with our rules, very consistent with how we redirect those behaviors. So staying calm is going to be everything, and being patient, and you can do that. It's very easy to try to give in, especially when we're just at our end. I totally understand that. We're all human. But if you can stick to it, they'll eventually know, like, okay, Mrs. A, she doesn't play, and this is what I need to do. The next takeaway that I got from there is creating that rich relationship with your students, because when they feel valued, when they feel that you are respecting them, that they feel heard, that you care about their experience, they are more likely not to have such big behavioral issues, and you'll see less and less of that when you create that relationship with them. So it is so important for them to feel seen and valued and like they are a part of the community. And when we do that, they care about us, they care about their students, their peers, and they just show up better because they know that they are loved. They know that they are, that you are trying to understand them, and that you care about their, just their well-being. They care about their experience and their education. So really make sure that you are taking that time. So again, thank you for listening to these tips. I hope that they helped you. And I'm going to give you one more takeaway that I got from that video. And this is just a quick one. It is about your environment. Our environments matter. So a lot of times our kids don't know how to regulate their emotions quite yet. So loud noises or clutter or, anything that might be overstimulating could be adding to those behavioral issues that we don't really want to see. So if you're seeing that your children or your students are getting overstimulated, play around with the environment. Maybe add some kind of sensory activities that they can do when they need to regulate. That can be, sitting on a beanbag, a little crash pad, or playing in some kind of sensory box, that kind of thing. And that way you have some tools that can help regulate them in your arsenal. And then that way too, like if you kind of see things kind of going that direction, we can be proactive and kind of get them to regulate before we get to that level, before we start seeing those behaviors. So I hope that these tips helped. I hope that you can just create that experience that you want for yourself as a teacher, as an educator, but also the experience that your students need and deserve to get the best education possible. So thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out anytime. I'm always here for you, and good luck to you. I know that you don't need it and you're going to crush it. Talk to you later. Bye.